Tampa is being pounded right now by Hurricane Irma.
The storm's high winds, the heavy rain have forced authorities in the city to issue an indefinite curfew. Don Champion joins us now from Tampa. Don, we see the rain coming down there behind you. I see the University of Tampa. Tell us about the conditions and how they've changed over the past few hours.
Yeah, good evening, Vanita, Rena, and DeMarco. We are definitely seeing the powerful effects of Irma here in the Tampa region, certainly in terms of the wind and the rain. This is kind of deceiving right here. Our hotel is blocking the winds, but I just checked, and gusts of up to 50 miles an hour have been reported in this region within the past few minutes. Take a look behind me. This is the Hillsborough River. One of the most incredible things that we've noticed out here today is how Irma just sucked all of the water out of the river, well, most of it out of the river into the bays and into the Gulf. That's how powerful the storm was. Tonight we are expecting that water to come back when the storm surge inundates this area. Right now we do know officials here are bracing for a storm surge of up to 6 feet. And as you know, Rena and DeMarco, this is a city that is very flood prone. So city officials are warning folks that the threat from Irma is still far from over at this hour.
Yeah, Don, Rena was there for about 18 years, and this is historic here, especially when you talk about the largest evacuation in the state's history. Have you got a chance to speak with people who chose to stick around and are sort of riding this thing out, and what are they saying?
Yeah, we actually spoke to 2 students over at UT this afternoon. They were coming along the river here, taking in the site. They were both from the Northeast, and they said that they decided to stay behind here because their dormitories were rated for Category 5 storms, and they felt very safe. When you take a look at the past week, though, you have to just consider how concerned officials, especially in the Tampa area, were, in all of the cities along the Gulf Coast. When you look at the track of Irma earlier this week and how it looked like the storm was bearing down right on the Miami area, you had thousands, perhaps millions of people from that area heading over to cities like Tampa, heading over to Sarasota, certainly, trying to seek shelter. And then literally as the weekend drew closer, that's when the track changed again. And so all of these people were put in danger. So certainly that was very concerning for officials this week. But again, they are saying the danger is not over from this storm, at least here in the Tampa region, especially when you consider the flood concerns.
Is it pretty much a ghost town where you are right now?
Yeah, most definitely. Earlier today, we did see people coming along the river walk here, just taking in, again, the sight of this river. It was just incredible to see just how low the water is still flowing at this hour. Again, the rain is really coming down, though. It has picked up, I'd say, probably within the past 2 hours or so. And it's just, there's sheets of rain just moving in this area. At last check, this area was bracing for up to about 10 inches of rain from Irma.
You mentioned the rain, the storm surge. They're all concerned about. The World Bank had done a study not a short time ago saying that Tampa's one of the riskiest places to be in this type of situation. Can you explain why that is, Don? And do officials there feel like they've done enough to try and reinforce the city in the past few days?
Quite frankly, officials here have come under criticism for many years for their lack of initiative, if you will, in addressing issues like sea level rises. What you're alluding to is the Phoenix Project, is what it's called. It was a fictitious hurricane, a Category 5 hurricane. A study was done on it to see what kind of effects that storm would have on the city of Tampa. I believe it found that about 200,000 homes would be destroyed. The death toll would reach 2,000 people as well, and the damages would well outnumber Hurricane Katrina. That study was done several years ago, and the authors of it were urging the city to really take the threat of these hurricanes more seriously. You do have to take into account that this city has been spared a direct hit from a major hurricane in almost a century, but still the threat looms even after Irma. And certainly there are some people here probably breathing a sigh of relief tonight that this area was spared a direct hit from Irma, because it could have been a lot worse, even though the danger is still far from not over just yet here.
That's right. Certainly not out of the woods, but we certainly hope that is definitely the case. Our Don Champion on the ground there in front of the University of Tampa. Thank you, Don.
Yeah, great reporting out there, Don.